that how to process the ODC and OOG cargo booking for the ocean trade.
For latest updates, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon.
Hello friends, welcome to JBS Academy. So today we'll have very interesting topic to discuss for the booking related, that how to process the ODC and OOG cargo booking for the ocean trade. So let us understand first what exactly the ODC cargo is or OOG cargo. So basically any cargo which is beyond the loading deck in the terms of dimension for the height, width or length. So such kind of cargo is to be considered as ODC cargo, and same is also known as out of gauge cargo. So for any ODC or OOG cargo, based on the document and cargo dimensions, first the carrier or the agent has to finalize the rates and on which particular vessel the cargo is to be intended. So based on that, the forwarder would be able to take it up further to process for the booking. So for ODC cargo, the cargo dimensions are required very essentially, and the shipper has to make sure the dimensions are given accurately, because afterwards, after the booking execution, if the dimensions are not matched at the time of the examination, then there are highly chances that cargo would be dishonored at the time of loading itself, and the revised rate applicability will also take into the consideration. So to have the better clarity for the cargo details and dimensions, the photographs, the cargo dimension detail on email, as well as the invoice packing list for that particular cargo or the shipment has to be provided by the shipper, based on which first definitely the forwarder or agent would float the rates on multiple options as well as the transit time and the revenue side. Once the shipper finalizes which shipping line to be go ahead for the booking, based on that, forwarder has either the option to process for the booking through the carrier's own portal or the highly used portal which is known as Intra, which is very user friendly and easy to execute any booking or other shipping related documentation requirement and everything. So today we are going to have a discussion and the thorough chain of process for the booking request through Intra. As you might can see on the screen, once you log in through your own credentials and user ID password on Intra, then you will have the home screen appearing like this, where on top the multiple options are given, from which for the booking section you have to scroll down and you can see that there would be multiple options popping up over there. From that you have to create a new booking. Definitely the duplicate booking options and everything would be there, but as this is the ODC and special different cargo, so I assume there won't be any possibilities to utilize any old booking from your existing available portal itself. So it is always better to avoid any confusion and misdeclaration. For any such special equipment or special shipment, you have to always create a new booking. Once you create the new booking, then as you can see on the screen, the new the window would be popped up, and the whole chain of required details would be showing into the category wise on the screen itself. So the first the detail you have to update is general details like through which carrier you want to process with the booking request. So definitely as per the rate agreement and confirmation from shipper, you have to opt the carrier option from your side. You have to scroll down on the first carrier or NUCC or booking agent option where you can see it is highlighted. From there you have to drag down the select the respective carrier. Then the contract or service contract number which have been issued by the agent, that you have to update here on the contract number column. Then the booking office column is also very required. For example, you want to get it booking requested for Ahmedabad location or Mundra location, or like say Bombay or any north location. So based on that, the respective booking office will be able to fetch the booking request. For example, if your booking is liaising to the north location, and by chance wrongly if you have updated the Bombay location, then there are highly chances either your booking will not be entertained or it will be rejected. So the booking office location is also very important aspect. Then the different parties which are also part of general details, the shipper, consignee, and any other additional notify party or any which you have to add. The additional parties also you can see the option there. So the additional party can also be added from the booking level itself. If the forwarder itself is acting as a shipper, then they have just have to copy paste the detail which would be popping up at the booking party level or the freight forwarder level. If the actual shipper is going to be presented as a shipper on this direct BL, then the actual shipper detail has to be updated, as well as the consignee detail as per the invoice packing list what have been received from shipper. Further, on reference column, you can add different multiple reference column to be able to identify the booking very easily on your portal, because if the same credentials are being used by multiple individuals, then there are chances that the multiple bookings would be mixed up. So it is always recommended to have the reference detail also made it available, so you can identify your individual shipment from the portal very easily. Then further down you would see the tabular for transport activity. So the transport activity complies movement type, port of loading, port of discharge, and the earliest departure date. Then further into that, you can also add the pre-carriage option if at all you want to add from your side. Then accordingly the main carriage option will also be popped up, which is not mandatory, but if you have the clarity that on which particular vessel your cargo to be intended, then definitely that main carrier haulage detail is also can be updated. Further, as I have explained that in transport column there are different tabulars are available: movement type, port of loading, port of discharge, and so on. So for the movement type, there are multiple movement types options available. First and very commonly used movement type is CY, which is port to port. If at all the carrier is having the responsibility either at origin or at destination for the door pickup or delivery location, then accordingly the door option or the ramp option has to be selected. And in a way there are 4 different movement types option would be available. Then the place of receipt is the container where the shipper is intend to made it available on the earliest departure date. So the location is also very essential and mandatory detail to be filled at the booking level. Then the POD, port of discharge or final place of delivery, you can say. And as we discussed earlier, you can also add pre-carriage detail and the main carrier vessel detail also at the booking level, if at all it's already available. And in case of OOG or ODC cargo, based on the approval, definitely the carrier option and the vessel option would be available from booking level itself. Because for OOG cargo, the booking process is very different from the normal cargo. It is more similar to the hazardous cargo itself, as the special type of movement requires the special cargo handling and the the stacking and loadability is also different. So the carrier different department has to identify on which particular vessel the cargo can be accommodated and what space would be available. So based on that, they make the further advanced planning either from transshipment or the loading port itself. So here, for example, on your screen, you can see I have updated the type of movement as CY, port to port. Then port of loading and discharge I have updated as Mundra and Hamburg, and the earliest departure date is 30th of Jan. So based on this earlier departure date, as you can see, there are multiple vessel options are showing available, and based on the confirmed carrier option which have been advised for your cargo, you can simply just select and process further. Further further down you would see the cargo column which would be available, where you have to update the accurate cargo description as well as the HSN code. Here, for an example, I have just updated the machinery and the HS code from my side, as well as the cargo gross weight and the volume I have updated from my side randomly. You have to update the detail as per your accurate cargo details and the description what have been made available by the shipper. Further, the type of container, either there are chances that shipper will tell you that what exact type of container they require, or based on the cargo detail and everything, you have to identify the correct type of container, which either based on the experience, you would be definitely getting an idea that what exact and correct type of container has to be utilized. Once you select the type of container, which is specially the special equipment, then automatically below to that there would one option would be appear, which is highlighted here as add out gauge cargo detail. Once you select that add out gauge cargo detail, you will have this small screen popped up on the intra portal itself, where you have to update the exact out length, width and height of that particular cargo which is supposed to be loaded on that container. Last, you have to update the dimension detail as well, either into meters or centimeters or XYZ. Once it is updated, you have to simply save the details. Then automatically for that particular container, the dimension detail would be available. So same way, you can have multiple containers. For example, 3 or 4 containers are there, and in all 4 containers the different dimensions would be available. So based on that, if in any special equipment might be possible, loading is done, but after the loading the container is within the gauge, then still in that you don't have to add anything from your side. There is no additional out gauge cargo detail to be mentioned. Further to below, you will see the payment details. So here as per the agreed terms what have been advised by shipper and the agreement with the shipping line from your side, you have to update the basic freight and payment terms from your side. Here for an example, I have updated the basic freight and terms as prepaid, and definitely as the booking party as a forwarder would be making the payment on behalf of shipper. So the payer has to be selected accurately. If at all the direct shipper has to make the payment at all in any exceptional case, then from the drag down option you have to select shipper, and further the payment location also has to be updated. Then below to that you will see the comments and notification column. In comments column, it is highly recommended to update the terms of payment, the type of movement and the invoicing party and the invoice address with correct GST number. It is always helpful to avoid any wrong invoicing from the carrier side as well, and you can also have the correct billing towards your respective entity. Next, right to it, if you can see there would be notification options available. So you can add multiple email IDs on which you require the notification for this specific booking, and definitely the credential person on whose the portal is getting used, that individual will also get the notification automatically. Then on top, last option, you can see the template option. For example, for such cargo movement, if you are expecting any repeat orders and regular movement from the same customer, then you can create a template either on the name of shipper or any XYZ reference which you feel comfortable with, and you can save the template. The same you can utilize for any new booking in future. From the booking drag down option itself, there would be template option available, and from template you can use the same template. All the details would be made available. Just few details you have to update as per the times, particular time, like departure date or earlier departure date or XYZ. Then you can simply go for the booking submission from your side. I hope this tutorial would be definitely help you to have the better understanding for identifying how to process the ODC or OOG booking from your side. Stay tuned for more and more interactive videos. Thank you.
For detailed learning of all logistics subjects, visit www.logiveda.com.